I want to talk about how it's really about our choices. Okay, so I don't know how to say this because it's like I don't want to be rude, but I think we all need to start being more honest with each other. We all need to start just keeping it real with each other in a loving way. Like, you could tell someone they're fucking up in a loving way. Because if you tell someone they're fucking up because you care about them, that's great. But if you tell someone they're fucking up because you just want them to feel bad about them fucking up, then that's not great, right? So I think intention matters with so many things. And it's like people's intentions with each other matters. So like when we're being honest with each other, telling each other we're fucking up, or saying you could do better, I know you can, or what, stop making excuses in your life, because people will say why they don't feel the way they don't want to feel, or why they don't live the way they want to live, or why, like, there's all these excuses, and a lot of them are great excuses, because some of those excuses include, I have a family, this is just how life is, not everyone is special, or all these things, and it's like, well, nobody's special, and the shitty thing about life is it really comes down to the choices. So the choices that we make, whether consciously or unconsciously, and the biggest problem is we're going through life, like a lot of people are going through life unconsciously. So they're not conscious of how they're living, how they're thinking, why they're living the way they're living, and why they're thinking the way they're thinking. So because they're not conscious of it, they're not able to see that they're making a repetitive decision every day. Like, they're deciding to repeat a decision every day that is giving them the results that they're getting every day, right? So the main issue is people lie to themselves, but then the people around them lie to the people around them. Like it's just, I don't know. Honesty is a hard thing because it can come off a certain way. But so to get all that out the way, because I need to say that to let everyone know that, like, when I say stop making excuses, or when I say that everything in my life is my fault, what I'm meaning is everything in my life is my fault, so therefore everything in your life is your fault. And yes, there's little tiny exceptions where it's like there's some things in life that's not your fault, right? There's some things that's just out of your control. But if it's out of your control, if it's out of your hands, right, and it's not your fault, then you should be worrying about the things that are, right? You can fix the certain things that you can fix, but there's some things you can't fix, and so many people are focused on the things that they can't fix, like the things that they don't even have the power to fix right now if they had the knowledge on how to fix it. Like, sometimes you need more than knowledge. So, like, I don't know, because sometimes it's not even your problem, it's just a problem you're observing. And it's like, since the invention of, like, the news, right, like in the 1900s, there was just this thing where people see the problems of the world, but the news is not broadcasting your problems. So because the news is not broadcasting your issues on the screen, you're kind of distracted by other people's issues on the screen, because now it turned into the news to social media, because now it's not just issues. You can literally keep up with many people's lives on social media, but then we don't realize it, but then you could lose track of your own life if you're not paying attention to your life on social media. Like, this is why I watch my videos back. This is why I just observe, like, because I observe what I'm trying to do. And then I observe myself from years ago and see that I'm a different man now than I was then. But that's because I stopped making the certain excuses that I kept making that kept putting me in situations that I didn't want to be in, kept making me feel a way that I didn't want to feel. So I stopped doing certain things that made me feel that way. I made certain decisions. I made certain choices that I had to make. And then, like I said, some things are out of your control. So I ended up single about a year and a half ago, right? And I didn't expect to be single. So because I didn't expect to be single, that was a decision that was made that had not, like, it had everything to do about me, and like it affected my life. It would affect all these different things, but yet that decision was made without me, because sometimes things are out of your control. Sometimes you don't have a choice in certain things, but you have a choice. Like, you choose what you do after someone makes a decision. So after, my ex made the decision to leave, I'm the one that had to choose what to do after that. So, like, immediately, obviously, I had to get a job, started working at KFC, saved up all the paychecks, yada, yada, all this, like, there's a bunch of shit, whatever, but I started having a little more self-discipline because I had no choice. I live alone, so I started being able to just sit there and, like, I don't know, I started working out. I put myself on a routine. I started making music to express my feelings out. Like, because I was sad, right? I was single, I'm sad. So I decided to make sad songs. And, like, there's this thing where it's like, I just kind of had to choose. And these are the decisions that I made because I'm the one that had to come up, like, I had to sit there and think of an idea and then follow through on that idea. And it's all on me. My life is all on me, right? Like, so now I'm at a point where I'm trying to, like, I've been trying to relaunch my business for a long time now, but there's just been so much in my life, and it's like, really, I just kept making up excuses. And, like, because the excuses were valid, right? I'm single. I need the money for other things because I live alone now. I get my daughter on the weekend, so I have to, whatever. Like, these excuses are real. But if you don't figure out how to sacrifice something, you're always going to have the exact same things you have now. You're always going to feel the way you feel now. So what I decided to do is I decided to cut down my own eating habits, my own whatever. Like, if I explain to you guys what I eat or whatever, people would be like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm like, yeah. Helps me save money. Keeps me alive. I have all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients I need. I also take plants and herbs and shit. But, like, I'm working on all this stuff that I'm doing. And I'm like, well, I realized I had to do it. And I also realized I have no choice but to make the sacrifice to wait on my business. Like, I had to put a hold on that to fix me, to fix my own, I fixed my own mental health. I say this all the fucking time, but, like, y'all have no idea. Like, it's like I'm in my own head now. It's like I'm just, like, I don't know how to explain it. But it was so chaotic, and I was so irritated all the time, and I was so, like, hectic, and so, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I've got myself back to where I wanted to be mentally. I'm almost where I want to be physically, right? Like, I'm just trying to get in better shape. And the thing I've realized with just healing my mental health is when you heal your mental health, you start doing shit for yourself. Not because, like, there's so many men that started working out because they wanted to look a certain way. And that's fine. But that's just not me. Like, that's why I haven't gone to the gym yet. Well, no, I just go on hikes. I just go on jogs. I just whatever. Because to me, it's not just about the physical. It's about the mental. It's about the spiritual. It's about the emotional. And it's about the physical. So, I've had to just continuously look at myself. This is why I use psychedelics the way I do. This is why, whatever. Now, this is also why I was hesitant to use LSD after the breakup, but I decided to, first I used Hawaiian Baby Woodrose seeds after the breakup a year and a half ago. And I started dabbling with Hawaiian Baby Woodrose seeds again, just to have some spiritual, experiences or whatever. Then I decided to start using LSD again, because LSD is a psychedelic that's unlike most psychedelics, where it's more about you. Like, it's yourself. Like, if I don't know how to explain it, but with other psychedelics, it's like there's entities and all this other shit and the consciousness of the mushroom and all this, like, whatever. With LSD, it was just me and my own thoughts. It was a interesting way to face myself and to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. Because I figured out, shit, it's my fault. Like, those are the trips where I realized, I'm just sitting there crying, whatever the fuck, but just realizing, well, obviously she left for a reason. People don't leave for no reason. So, like, and then when I look back, I seen the reason, and I was like, oh yeah, that's why. And I get it now. And then, it was these things that I had to work through to then be able to, like, I don't know, I guess, be healed. It just took a lot of work. And this is what I hear from so many people when I talk to people and tell them, you got to do the work, or when people talk about, you should meditate and yada yada. I seen a video, this dude was talking about when people talk about, someone that has a chaotic mind, or someone that whatever, just is stressed out or whatever, and somebody mentions meditation, it almost irritates them even more and be like, meditation? What the fuck? What the hell? Like, I could barely go through life, let alone, and it's like, once again, they start making up excuses, and I get it, because those excuses are real. I get it, because it's real, but it doesn't matter. Life doesn't give a fuck. Because either you're going to face your problems or you won't. Either you're going to feel the way you want to feel or you won't. Either you're going to or you're not. Like, there is an in-between, which allows you to work on trying to make the decisions and whatever. But the best thing is, instead of just waiting, because it's like people are waiting for the perfect moment, or waiting for the perfect idea, but all the ideas that they need to know, they technically already know. The problem is that they just don't like what they hear. They don't like the answers. The way to heal yourself is to heal yourself. The way to do it is you gotta figure out yourself. You gotta get to know yourself. That means you gotta do some work on yourself. That means you need to sit alone with yourself. That means you need to sit alone with your thoughts, which, yes, includes meditation, or some form of just sit on your fucking couch with the TV off, nothing, maybe just a fan on, and just sit there and figure out what's going on. Like, what starts happening when you sit there in the silence? Most people obviously can't sit in silence, because then their mind starts going out of control, and then people be like, they say they can't, or all these different excuses that are real, but these are choices. They're choosing to use the excuses as an excuse to not move, when they could use the excuses as an excuse to move. Like, you can literally, it's a perspective thing. Like, yeah, it's not easy, but I have no idea why everyone wants life to be easy, because that's the thing I hear all the time. People who are just starting to try to figure out how to gain control over their mind, or trying to heal their mental health, or trying to gain control of their life, or trying to feel better on the inside, or just trying to be a happier, peaceful, whatever person, Well, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? What are you eating? What drugs are you using? Like, all of this shit matters. Like, what are you watching? Who you hanging out with? What type of content you watching? What type of music do you listen to? What type of activities do you do on a daily basis? Like, in the 7 days a week, what are you doing? Like, you have to audit your own life. Because it's not like people, I mean, I guess you can hire people to audit it for you, but like, because I feel like that's what therapists are, or people that like certain life like types of life coaches and all that other shit. But like, they can only kind of point out things, and then you have to be like, oh, yeah, you have to move. I can't do the put. Like, if I do push-ups for you, how is that gonna help your arms? So that's why we gotta do the work, and we have to start making the decisions. You have to decide to do the work, and you'll never. It's like people really don't want to heal. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Healing is not easy. Life is not easy. Getting in shape is not easy. Nothing is easy. But it's not supposed to be easy. Easy will turn you into something you don't even want to be. Because if you go through life on easy mode, by like halfway through, you're gonna look at yourself and be like, "Well, I don't feel good. I don't like this," and it's because you went on easy mode. So start going on hard mode, right? And the hard mode starts when you start looking at yourself, when you start figuring out what things are you doing that is causing the reactions you're getting in your life, or the feelings you feel, or whatever. Like, there's something you're doing, something we're all doing. Like, there was something I was doing, and that's why eventually my ex left. There was something I was doing that has literally kept me such in a fucked up life that, like, I guess life wasn't really that fucked up, but like, in a money aspect, there was this thing that I was doing. And like, it's my perspective, it was my thoughts, it was my mind, it was the way I looked at things. So once I started realizing no one's gonna give me the money to relaunch my business, no one's gonna help me with this or that, no one's coming to save me after my ex left, as I'm sitting in my apartment by myself, right? But shout out to my friend Eric, because he he knows that I don't like people coming over to my apartment, like just randomly or whatever, without calling. But after the breakup, he started coming over to my apartment, like randomly, just stopping over. And every time he would stop over, I was like, bro, he came over at the perfect time. Because I'm either just about to start crying, or just about to whatever, just sad, lonely, whatever the fuck. But he would like stop over randomly, and like, just side tangent there. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I had to go through those hard moments, and I had to face that. Like, another thing is, when I went through the breakup, I chose to basically chill in my apartment by myself for the first 3 months. For the first 3 months of me being single, I didn't even go see my mom. Because I usually do laundry at my mom's. But I didn't even go see my mom for the first 3 months. Not 3 weeks. 3 months. I had to shatter. I had to figure out. I had to face. I had to look. I had to do the hard digging in my own consciousness to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, and where did this come from? Where did this start? Where did I go wrong? And how can I start going right? Like, so it's all on me. My life. And your life. It's all on you. Your life, right? Your life is all on you. And until you start making, like, when you start making different choices, you'll get different results. But if you make the same choices over and over again, then you're going to get the same results. And until you look at that, fuck, I'm still dying. Until you look at that, nothing's going to change. So, yeah, it's not easy. Nothing is. but it wasn't supposed to be.